Hello Virgo, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Virgo is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It's totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. If there's anything you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now, this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger, and I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards. Use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Virgo, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And an Ace of Wands. This is a very intense focus. This is a lot of conscious awareness, a lot of power, a lot of strength, a lot of magic. This is kind of saying the ball is in your court and it's a magic ball and we can do anything we want with it. Let's put it into some context, though. Let's see what's going on with this. Look at that, an ace to a 4. We got the Chariot, we've got the Princess of Swords, we've got a 2 of Swords, we've got a 6 of Cups. Very nice. A 2 of Cups. And now we have a Prince of Pentacles, a Knight of Swords, and 4 of Pentacles. So, there are other people involved here. It could be a work thing, could be a family thing, could be, friends, could be creative collaborators, partners, whatever. It feels like it might have something to do with work or something to do with the kind of service that you are, providing in the world, right? Whatever your work is doesn't necessarily have to be employment, okay, or what you do for money. But I feel like you're kind of in charge of something. And, well, first let's do the mystery card. The 4s that we have here are interesting. 4 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, fire to earth. It's that act of creation that is that's implied there. The mystery card, Little Bob Ross, not going anywhere till the end of the reading, but it will tie everything together. It will give us the confirmation that we need. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments. Okay, let's make it a group exercise in intuition. Okay. All right, let's look around the room here, because I noticed, first of all, that the only major arcana card we have is this Chariot card. And to me, that's kind of significant when we only have one. It's like, why is there only one major arcana energy? To me, it feels like this is the kind of, this is the spiritual strength within you. This is kind of representing your commitment here. This is representing your promise, your devotion in a way. Okay, so this is something that I think is very meaningful to you. So maybe it is like a family thing. Let's see, we've got obviously our fire energy. We've got our water energy. We've got quite a bit of air energy. And we've got our earth energy at the end. Now with the 4s, like I was saying, there's implied here that this is something that is, it's your will. This is your business, your baby. This is your plan, your idea. This is your business, your creation, right? You're the one in charge. It's in your name, so to speak, right? But with the 4s to me talk about a resistance to change. Especially we got the 4 of Pentacles at the end. The 4s are good. The 4s are stable. The 4s are solid, but they're not permanent. They're not secure. It's kind of the illusion of security. To me, the 4s represents the need for change, right? Because I feel like with the 4, it's just kind of, it's limited. We're being boxed in and isolated from the real potential, right? That we are trying to resist the change in life, because life is a flow, life is a process, right? So we're almost, or someone here anyway, and it could be these other people involved, maybe family members, that they're resistant to change. And when we have an ace and a 4, well, that equals 5. 5 is change. So I feel like you're trying to apply your power, your assertiveness, your leadership to a situation that's a little stubborn. Yeah. They are it is resistant to change. I think you're trying to bring the change, you know? I think you're trying to be the implement, the instrument for change, for evolution, for advancement, to further whatever this situation is, to make progress. But you're meeting with resistance. Yeah. There are others involved, I think, that don't want to change, you know, and they're trying everything they can to kind of cling to the way things are, and resist the changing environment. Maybe it's a business that's just not keeping up with the times. Maybe it is family members that just won't change their lifestyle or their habits in order to, you know, let's say tighten the button. Let's say we've got to rein in our spending so that we can kind of build a savings and build some prosperity here. But there are others that don't. It doesn't mean they're not doing anything. They just could be doing what you look at as the wrong thing, right? They could be just refusing to change what they are doing. So a 4, it doesn't talk about the lack of movement. It doesn't talk about the lack of action. But it could be just the same action, and there are others here that are not willing to even be open to the possibility that something needs to be changed, that there needs to be something different, that we at least need to explore other options, because what we want is the 6 of Cups. We want to live in harmony with these people, with ourselves, with the situation in the external world, the physical, mechanical reality of things. Okay? We want the harmony and beauty of the 6. Now, the 6 is talking about the harmony of, it's talking about living in harmony with the process of change on the emotional plane. Right? So it's kind of this peace. It's kind of this tranquility that we feel. Things are changing all around us. A lot is happening. But that's okay, because we're right there with it, and we know that we are part of the process. We know that we are not victims of change. If we understand the process of change and we live in harmony with change, with the flow of the universe, with the process, the progress, the evolution of life, whatever you want to call it, we call it change. If we live in harmony with that process, then it reduces some of our worries and concerns, some of our turmoil. We can have a more tranquil and peaceful internal life, even when we're directing the circus, you know, outside, and there's a lot going on, a lot of chaos. But first, we got to get there. First, I think, have to try to get this change, happening. And since this it's not a 5 of Wands. I don't think you're trying to force change. I think you're trying to implement your idea, your leadership. You're trying to do the right thing for yourself and your family, business, coworkers, friends, whatever. And you're meeting with resistance. You're not trying to force anything, but we've got to find a way to, to get this thing going, to get these other entities open and willing to adapt and change and make progress, right? But what we see, first of all, is the Princess of Swords in the background here. And this is someone who is just kind of, in a very immature way, might be a younger female energy in your life. In this kind of immature way, they're just saying, it's like they stick their fingers in their ears and they say, I'm not listening, right? I think we've all done that as kids, or adults even. But I feel like this is the energy of this person, that they are not listening. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to talk about it. La, 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 I'm not listening. So it's really hard to get through to a person that does that, right? I mean, I don't know if you have kids or if you remember people doing that to you, and it's very frustrating because you just kind of feel like walking away, right? But we've got, of course, this Chariot card underneath everything. To me, this is a commitment. And I think Spirit's showing me the stomach area. I feel like you're having some indigestion kind of over this situation. I feel like it's kind of maybe literally like tying you up in knots, right, inside. Spirit's also showing me your favorite coffee mug. I don't know who that is meant for. But I think you're holding on to it right now, and just be careful you don't spill the coffee. All right. The Chariot is your commitment. It's your devotion to this thing. Whether it's family, friends, coworkers, it doesn't matter. Community, neighborhood. Whether it's just to yourself, maybe it's your pets. I don't know. There is a commitment there, right? And there is there's this feeling of devotion, this feeling like we're not giving up on these people, even though they, at the moment, are really frustrating the heck out of us. Okay, we're not giving up on that. All right. Let's see. The Two of Swords at the top here is you looking for other ways to get through to people, other ways to communicate, because the card talks about the two swords that are clashing, and this is a card called Peace. And that's, I mean, in some ways, this is what we're aspiring to. But I think this is the method, too, and this is kind of the thing. Let's not argue. We're not trying to convince anybody. It's not a debate. Because like we saw with the Princess of Swords, they're not listening. It's hard to debate with somebody who just has their fingers in their ears, right? So that's not the method. We have to find that transcendent way of communicating, and you almost got to get a little psychological here and convince them that it's their idea in a way, right? We have to be a little bit more crafty, a little bit more subtle, a little bit more telepathic almost, right? This card's connected with the moon. And it's the lunar kind of communication rather than the intellectual swords air type of communication. So to me, this is us trying to find more subtle ways to get our idea, our ace here, through to the other side, to the other people involved with this situation. All right. And we talked about the Six of Cups. That's what we're kind of hoping for. And I think that's what you're going to ultimately be achieving, right? So I feel like this is going to have a very good ending for you. Also, who around you has the shellfish allergy? Spirit's telling me to mention the shellfish. I don't know if it's an allergy, but it's something about shellfish. It could be an allergy. It could be that there's something more lighthearted, joke or something with shellfish. Anyway, we're going to move to the path of the serpent. Sometimes those details come in just as a validation, confirmation of some of the energy that we're in, and it's meant for a certain few of you out there. Okay. Anyway, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free. It doesn't cost you anything, and it's good for the channel, and I appreciate that. All right. The Two of Cups here. This is, it's one-on-one. This might be the idea that we have to kind of deal with each of these individuals, and I feel like there are 3 or more people involved in this situation with you. We have to deal with them one-on-one, and we have to approach each of them a little bit differently. We would talk to a Princess of Swords differently than we talk to a Knight of Swords, right? And this is an older male energy. This is a younger female energy, and we would talk to the Prince of Pentacles different than either of these two. So it's the Two of Cups to me is about us knowing the connection between ourselves and each other entity as an individual, knowing how to connect. And so that's part of the Two of Swords as well, right? Two of Swords, Two of Cups. It's kind of like, we know this part. We can feel this person. We feel their aura. And so then we've got that Two of Swords and we know how to connect, right? We can connect on that deeper, spiritual, subtle level and perhaps get our thoughts and ideas across for whatever this situation is, all right? And yeah, of course, we've got the Prince of Pentacles here. And this is someone that they might be open to change. They might talk about being open to change, but they do things a certain way every day, all day, and they don't change. Like this is a person that you could set your watch by. They wake up at a certain time, they brush their teeth a certain way, they tie their shoelaces a certain way. Everything is done just kind of on repeat every single day. It's like the same routine, right? And it might even be a little OCD, because it's someone that really is fixed in that that routine. It feels like that is the program that they have figured out for themselves that seems to work, and they're sticking with it. You know, I can relate to that. I do things sort of like that very often as I can. There's a sense of stability and security in that. And so that makes sense that type of person would be a little Four of Wands, a little Four of Pentacles there, resisting change, not wanting to get out of this routine that we're in. So that is a clue to how you should be communicating with them, connecting with them in order to get done what you need to get done. Okay. The next person represented by the Knight of Swords. This is an older male energy, I feel like. And this person feels like they are just kind of scattered. I mean, this is supposed to be a dragonfly on this card. And we've got birds here, and they're just kind of always rushing in. This is the kind of person that it feels like they don't have any time. It feels kind of like this person is that rabbit from Alice in Wonderland, right? That's always late, always running. Can't stop and have a conversation because it's always late for something, right? It feels like that's the person here that we're talking about. And it does feel like the older male energy, so it might be like that's the person that really could have an influence on these other people. But they're the most difficult one to get through to. So it's kind of a catch-22. They're the person you need, but it's going to be the hardest one to connect with, right? But anyway, at the end, we've got that Four of Pentacles. This is something that has to do with the business, with a building, I think, some sort of structure in your life, whether it's maybe the building at work or the home, the house. It could be the car or something too, I guess. But I just feel like there's something related to the structural integrity of the situation. We could be talking finances, and that kind of structural integrity of the finances, but I feel like it has something to do with some sort of property. But it could be the home, it could be the business. It's something that has an address. You know what I mean? Something that definitely has an address. But let's look at the mystery card. Maybe this will give you a clue as to how else to approach this situation. It might be another 2. Right? We've got a couple of 2s here already. If you have a prediction, put it down in the comments. Unfortunately, I'm going to say a 2 of Wands. I don't want it to be a 2 of Wands, but maybe that's what we need. I don't want to talk about it unless it is that, okay? Otherwise, I want another 6, obviously, yeah. Or a 9 of Pentacles would be good. Anything that takes us beyond a 4 and 5. Right, because if we get another 4 or if we get the 5, then it's just kind of, we're still here in this, we're still locked up in this battle, yeah. Oh, the Magician, yeah. This is what you need. The Magician is that one that kind of, you got to know your audience, right? The Magician is the performer. I wonder now if you are some sort of performer or entertainer or musician, or if you do appear on stage for something, or a stage, something like that going on. But I feel like this is the energy that knows how to adapt to every situation, right? Can put on a different vibe depending on who they're talking to. Is able to adapt to any situation. You've got your magic wand, but who's holding it? The Magician's holding it. And the Magician knows how to use that magic for its purpose to create what it needs to create. You can walk onto that stage, you can read the audience, you know what jokes to tell. Are you a stand-up comic? That'd be really cool. You know what the audience needs. And you go out on stage and you have a plan, you have a purpose. Why are you on stage? Well, to entertain, or to make people feel good, or to make people think, or to make people laugh, or whatever, right? There's an objective. You walk out on stage, you have that objective, but depending on the vibe, on what you feel, what they look like, what's going on, what the vibration of the room is, you will adapt how you present your information. You will adapt your manner of speaking and what you say, the words that you choose, all this sort of stuff. That's the Magician. The magician can do that, and you can do that. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link in the corner, or there's a link down in the video description. New readings for Virgo every Tuesday and Saturday, 6 a.m. Chicago time, but I'm here every day. Just come on back, see me again tomorrow. Yeah. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It's totally free, doesn't cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you're the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you, and we're all in this together.